Don Le Batard.
Let's monitor my tone in this segment as I continue to get irritated by the unrelenting waves of stupidity that lap upon my shores.
Stugats.
Sorry.
This is the Don Le Batard Show with the Stugats on ESPN Radio.
Guillermo, put it on the poll, please. Could you possibly care less about the royal wedding? We were howling with laughter during the break watching videos of Yosemite Sam Sosa. He looks totally different, first of all, running around the bases. He looks like a different human being.
Yes.
And by that, I mean a black one. Like, that's how he looks back then. He does not look like that anymore. And Stugats was actually asking during the break whether he got that tiny American flag that he ran around the bases with from the first base coach or from the first baseman, which seems to be one of the most intergalactically stupid questions I've ever heard. Like, the first baseman, you've just allowed a home run. The pitcher on your team has just allowed a home run to Sam Sosa, and you think the first baseman helped orchestrate Sam Sosa running around the bases with a tiny American flag?
I'm just saying he didn't have the flag, and then suddenly he's rounding first, and there are only two guys there. It's the first base coach and the first baseman. Someone handed him that flag because when he rounded first, suddenly he had the flag.
It was the first base coach. It was after 9/11. There were a lot of flags in the ballpark. He then took a larger one and sprinted into right field with it and then just ran all around right field with it. And then years later, Captain America couldn't speak English.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm replaying all these great Sammy Sosa moments in my mind, but not Sammy Sosa then, Sammy Sosa how he looks now.
With that
yeah, just imagine
with the cowboy
Sosa
hat picture or with that pink hat picture. That,
him looking like an old bottle of Pepto-Bismol, rounding first, waving a tiny American flag.
Well, here, I've got a stat of the day for you to tell you how contaminated baseball was. Give me the short introduction, please, to stat of the day.
Stat of the day.
Sammy Sosa in 1999 hit 63 home runs and finished 9th in the MVP voting. 9th! Because everybody who was going into a batter's box was Brock Lesnar.
I'm interested in who was 8th. What year?
Mark McGwire hit 65 that year and finished 5th. What the hell is going on here?
Good old days.
And here's the best part. The media didn't think anything was suspicious.
No one could reach these numbers forever.
No, we didn't understand. What's that bottle in Mark McGwire's locker? That was the groundbreaking journalism that made baseball become a regional sport.
Stanton just won an MVP for hitting 59.
Larry Walker hit 379 that year, and his OPS was 1.168. He finished 10th.
What the hell was going on in 1999?
Coors Field, though, that factored in.
Yeah, of course.
Those poor guys. I mean, all Helton Larry Walker did, and Castilla was playing Coors Field.
What do you mean, those poor guys? Dante Bichette made a lifetime out of just hitting home runs through thin air.
Yeah, but no one ever took them seriously. No one. As hitters, no one ever took those guys seriously.
Yeah. Well, because it's like they were playing in outer space. Everyone else was playing, under normal rules of gravity. And every, in Coors Field, every pop-up just went flying out of the park.
Oh, my God. Back then, that ballpark made Galarraga, Bichette, and Ellis Burks a murderer's row.
Yeah. You know what I wanted to ask you?
Look at Vinny Castilla's numbers. Go ahead, pull those up, Guillermo.
I want to ask you guys this question. SB Nation was asking this the other day. You just reminded me of my childhood because one of the best hitters in RBI baseball was the big cat, Andre Galarraga. And what I wanted to ask you guys is, who is the most unstoppable force in the history of video game sports? Is it Bo Jackson?
It's Bo Jackson. For me, Bo Jackson, Tecmo Bowl. Yeah.
Well, wait a minute though. Has there been nothing that has emerged since then that would rival Bo Jackson as the best video game sports character ever?
For me, there's always been two. It's been Bo Jackson and Jeremy Roenick in EA Sports Hockey. I mean, Roenick was unstoppable.
But we're old. There have been 30 years of video games since then.
I've been playing those 30 years, and gentlemen, nothing tops Bo Jackson. He flashes when you hand him the ball. You can't tackle what you can't see.
Guillermo, put it on the poll. Most unstoppable play in Tecmo Bowl. Bo Jackson or that button hook to Cap Boso?
MVP Baseball 2005, John Dowd was the computer-generated player that replaced Barry Bonds because he wouldn't give up his rights. That guy was a beast.
Yeah, John Dowd was amazing. John Dowd was amazing.
So wait a minute. What did he look like? Help me out there.
Michael Vick also in Madden because he was the first quarterback to have plus 90 speed when everybody else has the speed of Chris Chandler. So it was unfair. You would only scramble with Michael Vick.
Vince Young college games.
Oh, yeah.
Vince Young in college was the same thing.
Yeah, but it was Texas quarterback number 10 because
because injustice.
Yeah.
But
you could just download the rosters.
I missed that game so bad.
You get to import the draft class into Madden. Build out 20 years on that thing.
Guillermo, would you put on the poll a list of video game characters and just ask people? This is SB Nation's idea. This was not my idea. So put a list of characters together from the video games and ask people to vote on who is the greatest video game character in sports of all time. Most dominant.
Since we went there, I'm now obsessed with some of these Colorado Rocky numbers. Vinny Castilla, okay? He had years of 40 homers, 46 homers, matched up with 113 RBIs, and then 144. And then he left the Rockies, and he never got the 30 again.
Right.
And then went back to the Rockies for a year late in his career and hit 33.
Yeah.
Amazing. I mean, he had a 5-year span where he leaves Colorado, does nothing, comes back to Colorado at a very late stage in his career, and gives you 33 and 131 RBIs.
Finished 23rd in the MVP voting that year.